Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Friday, June 22nd, and this is the market overview. Looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, XOI, XLF, and all of the rest. I understand that last night the ticker's name and the price were chopped off. I made a couple of adjustments to this video. It appears to be recording all of that detail, and I'm hoping that there isn't something inside of YouTube that's cropping the screen. I suppose it's possible that's what happened last night, but anyways, we'll see if it happens again tonight, and hopefully it doesn't. And on to the charts. Starting with the Dow, we knew last night that it would be either a continuation move to the downside, which would be really spectacular, or it would be a rest day. And as it would be, it was the day of rest. Unfortunately, that would have been really cool to have more panic, but no, Dow up 67 points. Not spectacular by any means. I'd still think that there's more to the downside. We didn't even get to the halfway point of the candle before it backed off. So that in itself is a sign of weakness. We will have resistance, should have resistance at the midpoint of the candle and at the top of the candle since it's so darn big. But yep, couldn't even get halfway. That is weak. No longer have anything in the heat map indicating anything, which is good. Down on the CCI, down on the stochastics, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, up on the RSI, down on the histogram, and sideways on the MACD, putting an end to its little curl. Overall, definitely more bearish than bullish. They took a little chunk out of it today, but yeah, they are still far away from beating the bears at this moment. Now, there's one thing that really has to be said, and actually has me kind of not on edge, but a little bit nervous, which is the Supreme Court ruling throwing out Obamacare. If they do throw it out, it is a very, very bullish event, perhaps able to overshadow all of the negativity, at least for a few days. But since it would affect the balance sheets of so many companies and introduce so much money, release it for their use, that it's really something to watch out for that is coming in the next week. Of course, let's say they don't throw it out, then it's back to usual. But something to be very, very aware of, and I'm going to be trying to figure out what day that's going to be released. I've heard conflicting things, that it's going to be Monday, and other outlets saying that nobody knows which day it will be, just that it's next week. So really, really be on your toes for that. That will be market moving and possibly game changing. So something to be aware of. 60-minute time frame. And there won't be any need to do this for the SPX, so I'll just be doing it for the Dow tonight. This could be a flag, and down we go once again once it's complete. It's really, really pretty in that regard. I suppose you could also say maybe it's a triangle, ascending triangle, but I think it's more of a flag, and definitely bearish, biased. The 14-day RSI moving average still moving down. CCI up, stochastics up, down on the RSI, up on the histogram, and up on the MACD, looking for a bullish cross. Overall, not bad in the 60-minute time frame, but it will work off its positive nature rather quickly, in my opinion. But because already half of the move is done, and there's no guarantee that it will finish out the move either. SPX did not get to the midpoint of the candle, having problems in the long-term moving average bearish bar. And we have the middle Bollinger Band trying to come in for a cross. If it completes it, that's definitely bearish. Down on the CCI, down on the stochastics, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, slightly up on the RSI, down on the histogram, and slightly up on the MACD. A little bit better than the Dow, but not overly so. 60-minute is the same, no need to rehash. And here we are with the VIX. Didn't have a great day by any means, down to the low 18s. We really needed to get to 20, stay above 20, and then the bears are definitely in control. You can see that we still have warning sign in the heat map that this is a bottoming area, and that continued today. Sideways on the CCI, down on the 14-day RSI moving average, up on the stochastics, down on the RSI, up on the histogram, down on the MACD. Very mixed, but I would say that it is also definitely more bullish than bearish. We did, let's see here, where is it? Yeah, we did get through and close below the halfway point of this candle, which is not good, but we still have that uptick from yesterday, and we still have 3 days to accomplish it. So those, in addition, would have me be more bullish than bearish biased. TNA, this sucker had a pretty decent move, trying to get back to 50, trying to get back to the 200-day moving average. I hope that it's not going to be a prolonged fight here, but we shall see. Barely closing inside of the long-term moving average bar. It's not a great sign. Getting a little bit into it and having to back away. CCI sideways, stochastics down, 14-day RSI moving average up on the RSI, down on the histogram, and up on the MACD. And it is a fat body spinning top. Overall, more, this one's more of a 50-50 actually, in my opinion. And the 60-minute chart. Now, what would be interesting here is if this was attempting to retest the neckline, and I haven't tested that at all. What were we saying last night? Something like this, in which case it would have beat it. Something like this. That looks much more likely. And of course, if we were cutting through all this crazy stuff, then it would be totally different. But just for the moment, I'm just going to say that. That looks pretty. And we have the 14-day RSI moving average moving down. Stochastics in disagreement. CCI ticking up. RSI ticking down. Histogram slumping up. And the MACD looking for a bullish cross. But not much angle here. And the fast is already trying to turn. I don't know if this is actually going to be able to do this. Regardless, it's busted. So I think that's the only thing that's of real importance here. UUP. After a really good showing yesterday, we have, it's not even a regular doji star, it's nothing. And yeah, this isn't bad either. Still holding above the long-term moving average bar, going sideways, not a bad sign. 14-day RSI moving average moving down, stochastics up, CCI up, RSI sideways, up on the histogram, sideways on the MACD. Yeah, just holding steady. Nothing wrong with that. As long as it has some separation between the short-term moving averages and the long-term moving averages, I would think that would give some odds to the bulls. And moving on to FXE, did make a new recent low today, but it also ended with a hammer, and that combined with the new recent low could say that this potentially could be a bottom of a pivot point, just going back a couple of days, but nonetheless, that is what it is. So that would be good for the bulls, but if it's not the bottom of a pivot point, It's really bad because now we have a new recent low. So, anyways, backing away from the long-term moving average bar, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, down on the stochastics, down on the CCI, down on the RSI, down on the histogram, and slightly up on the MACD. Definitely more bearish than bullish. Very nice for the bears. CompQ, the NASDAQ. Let's see. Well, we got right to the midpoint. How about that? Kissed it, backed away slightly. It's exactly what's supposed to happen at the midpoint. So, excellent. We like that. Down on the CCI, down on the RSI, down on the CCI, down on the stochastics, up on the RSI, down on the histogram, slightly up on the MACD, and 14-day RSI moving average, moving on up. This is better than the Dow, better than SPX, and much farther into the long-term moving average bar. So, much better showing. And this is really interesting. Here we have the 60-minute for CompQ. We were doing some theoretical inverse head and shoulders lines last night. And it looks like, potentially, maybe, this top one, which we liked better last night, I probably have this off just a little bit in regards to where it touched, and because it's not blown up, it's estimating some. So you could look at this and say, hey, this was a perfect kiss of that line and it bounced off. That's possible. 14-day RSI moving average down, stochastics mixed, up on the CCI, down on the RSI, slanting up on the MACD histogram and up on the MACD. That fast stochastic has me wondering if this is just about done. So anyway, this is an interesting chart, and I'm not entirely sure what to make of it. Thanks to that line, 50-50. That's what I'll say. And Apple, yeah. Not a bad showing last night. We were saying that it did not perform poorly, and today it did not perform poorly either. Even though this isn't the biggest candle, it did exceed and close above the halfway point. I would call that a success. It's holding above the long-term moving average bar. That's a success. Still has the middle Bollinger Band below almost everything. That's good. 14-day RSI moving average still moving up. Stochastics down, CCI down, RSI sideways, histogram slightly down, and the MACD up. This is very mixed, but I would say that this is a little more bullish biased than bearish biased. And GE trying to get a better read on the Dow. Oh, look at that. Spinning top. It did exceed the halfway point of the big candle. That is good. CCI going sideways, it's different. Down on the stochastics, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, up on the RSI, down on the histogram, up on the MACD, more bullish than bearish, I would say. So it's actually a good sign for the market. So very interesting, very, very mixed day. I wish there was something a little more concrete and definitive, but we can only see what we can see. GLD, after getting destroyed yesterday, did peak below the long-term moving average bar, came back, ending with a hammer. Could this be a pivot low? Perhaps it is. We just don't know yet. We do have a warning sign in the heat map, which we also noted last night, continuing on into today. 14-day RSI moving average still going sideways. Stochastics down, RSI up, histogram down, MACD down. I would say that this is definitely more bearish than bullish, especially since you pierced the long-term moving average bar. And SLV, Ooh, this actually gives us a better hint of gold as well. Ending with what's attempting to be a hammer at the bottom of a possible bottom of a range, but it made a new low. Very bad sign. Very bad sign. 14-day RSI moving average going sideways. CCI up, stochastics down, RSI up, histogram down, MACD down. Definitely more bearish than bullish, and I think that adds a little flavor to gold as well. XLF, the financials. How about that? Having problems in the long-term moving average bar, ending with a spinning top, and look at that. That's right about the 50% area. Kissing it and backing away. Should be resistance. Very nice. CCI ticking down, stochastics ticking down, 14-day RSI moving average up on the RSI, down on the histogram, and slightly up on the MACD itself. Very mixed indicator-wise. We have nothing in the heat map at the moment. And, whew, that's a tough call. That's really tough. So, whew, I mean, that's almost right down the middle indicator-wise, half and half. Well, it's half and half. What else is there? XOI, oil. This isn't very good either. Spinning top, holding below the major price consensus level, staying away from the bar, down on the CCI, down on the stochastics, sideways on the RSI, down on the histogram, down on the MACD, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, getting pretty high already. If this sucker can break the midpoint, maybe it has a chance, but overall, definitely bearish biased. And we have the middle Bollinger Band going for its cross. And we made a new recent low today. Very, very bad. Definitely bearish slanted by a good degree. And if this is going to continue going down, not good for the market. So, And what else is there? GNW. No, not GNW. That's on my watch list, but that's not what I'm trying to get to. JPM. Yeah. This sucker has been helping the market huge. What does it tell us tonight? Well, it doesn't look good. That's for sure. Fighting with the 200-day moving average, getting above it, getting back below it, peaking above it today, closing below it today. Not a sign of strength. Having problems in the long-term moving average bar. CCI going sideways, down on the stochastics, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, up on the RSI getting above the 70 and overbought. Down on the histogram, up on the MACD. While this is a mixed chart, I personally believe that losing the battle with the 200 right here is a very bad sign. And I think that that's just about it. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I hope that next week is going to be dynamite like this week. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.